What's up guys, Mike here, the Detroit Borg with a look at the new LG G Watch R. So R stands for round, so this is only the second circular Android Wear smartwatch to debut after the Moto 360. Now this is more of a premium smartwatch than the standard LG G Watch. So this retails for $299. This is actually the most expensive smartwatch on the Google Play Store right now. Now they get you a circular 1.3-inch OLED display powered by a Snapdragon 400 clocked at 1.2 gigahertz with a 410 milliamp hour battery, good for all day power. We also have Bluetooth 4.0. We have 4 gigs of internal storage, half a gig of RAM, a 9-axis gyroscope, accelerometer, and compass, a PPG heart rate monitor, a barometer. This is also IP67 certified for dust and water resistance, so you can't submerge this in water. Now the band type is interchangeable, so you can change out the band if you want. All right, so let's go and crack into our box here. We have one piece of tape to slice on the back. All right, so let's go ahead and lift up the lid here, which is magnetically sealed, which is kind of nice. Again, it goes with the more premium design of the LG G Watch R. All right, so you can see right away that this stainless steel body looks more like traditional watch jewelry. Less like a gadget, more like a traditional watch, so this definitely fits a certain customer, as opposed to the Moto 360, which is really slick, but definitely looks like a gadget compared to something like this. All right, so the first thing we have here is a quick start guide. Of course, we can go through that really quickly in this video, and then we can pull out our watch. Let me go and pull out this tray, and there we go. So let's set that aside for just a moment while we take a look at the contents here. So inside we have our charging dock, which is magnetic, just like the original LG G Watch. Of course, this is circular instead of square. So once again, we have this magnetic charging surface with these charging pins which line up with your watch. On the bottom, we have this rubber foot which grips to your tabletop. And along the side, you'll find your micro USB charging port. We also have our AC travel adapter here, LG branded, with the USB port on one side and the prongs on the other. And then we have our micro USB charging cable for the dock. And last and certainly least is the important safety information and warranty guide. Now back to the watch, we do have these little strips of plastic to peel off the stainless steel housing. So you'll find them near the watch band and on either side of the watch, and they come off pretty easy. So on the back, we have this plastic back panel, and toward the center, we have a heart rate monitor. Also toward the side, you'll find your electrical charging connections, which work with the dock. Now on the inside toward the watch band, you'll find the microphone. So on the right side, we'll find our crown, which acts as a home button, and it does turn, which is kind of interesting. So this watch band is genuine leather. In fact, you'll find it stamped on the inside with this lighter material lining the inside. Of course, this is removable, so you can swap in your own bands if you prefer. And then we have our LG branding on the inside as well. On the left side, you have that nice smooth stainless steel finish, and then you have your watch face, which is actually recessed here. Again, kind of looks like a traditional watch. All right, so let's go ahead and boot this up for the first time. Just going to tap and hold the power button along the side. Now, of course, this is running Android Wear, and really the only differences between this and other Android Wear devices is going to be the watch faces. Otherwise, the operating system is pretty much identical. Now, the LG G Watch R will work with any Android device that supports Android Wear, so that includes this Moto X. So what I need to do is go up here and pair with a new wearable. So it sees the LG G Watch R, so I'm going to tap the screen here to wake it up. And it's connecting to it, so all I have to do is click pair here and check right there on the device. So after a brief tutorial, we're all set to start using our LG G Watch R. The first thing that sounds out right away is the display. So again, this is an OLED display, which means you have excellent off-axis viewing, and those deep blacks merge perfectly with the black bezel surrounding the display. So it looks less like a display and more like a real watch face. Again, it's a really nice looking display. All right, so let's go and take a close look here. So as you can see here, this is ambient display mode, which will show you your clock face in the persistent state along with your most recent notification. It's dialed back in terms of brightness as well as colors to save battery life. Now you can wake it up by tapping the button along the side. Alternatively, you can also tap it to put it back to sleep, or you can palm the display to put it back to sleep like so. And of course, you can just tap it to wake it up, or you can twist your wrist. So there's lots of ways of handling this. Now you can also swipe down to mute your notifications on the display and to see your battery status. It was charged at 100% when I got it, so that's kind of nice. So again, let's go ahead and wake up our notifications. Now, Android Wear is based around notifications. So you can see you have your notification panel right here, and you can swipe through the cards. So you can continue swiping through them. So basically, every notification you receive on your Android device is pushed to your smartwatch, and you can tap on them to see them or swipe to them to act upon them. So you can open them on your phone, or you can swipe them to dismiss them. So again, you can continue swiping through them. So for example, you can see your email here. You can swipe to the right to archive it, and you can read the full text of the email, or you can select other messages from your email. And you have other apps that work with this, and Google Now. So you can see Google Now right here, so I can tap on this and read this specific bit of information, or I can swipe right to have it opened on my phone. So if I go to my phone now, if I swipe to open, you'll see it takes me right to Google Now. Now I can also tap on this display to get to Google Now. Okay, Google, what's the weather like tomorrow in Detroit? So again, it doesn't speak to you, but of course you do get information on the screen. Now, when you're on the Google Now screen, just swipe down to get to suggested actions, which includes taking a note, setting a reminder, and that sort of thing. But if you scroll all the way down, you'll see settings and the start screen. So if you go to start, these are actually apps that you can launch on your smartwatch. So this is dependent on what you have installed on your phone. So for example, we have the Fit app, we also have the Play Music app, and then we have our remote control app for the Android TV remote control I have installed on my Moto X right now. So that's kind of nice. So I can tap on this to remotely control my new Nexus player, which is really cool. Now under settings, this is where you can adjust things like your brightness. Now you do not have auto brightness in here, so there is no ambient light sensor, so you'll have to manually select this. Now it's set to 4 by default, which is good enough for me, but of course if you really want to save your battery life, take it all the way down to 1. We also have our Bluetooth devices. We can select always on for the screen, so this will keep the screen on in ambient mode, which means you can see your clock face and your notifications persistently, so it doesn't go black. But of course if you want to save battery life, turn that off. We also have airplane mode, which you can toggle on and off. We have our power off, restart, and reset device, as well as change the watch face and about our device like so. You can swipe back here to get back to where you were. You can also change your watch face. Now, it's pretty easy to change the watch face from the main screen here, so you don't have to dig down through settings to get to it. All I have to do is tap and hold on it, and it takes you to your switcher. Now there are many watch faces to pick from, which are formatted for this circular display. Some of them are familiar from other Android Wear devices. They seem to be stock watch faces here, but you can see some of these more premium watch faces look pretty nice on this display. So we're gonna have to go back to the screen to see it. Now each watch face has a different ambient mode here, so you have to try out both of them so you can see the ambient mode for this watch face, and then you can tap it again to see the full watch face. Now, when compared to the Moto 360, the LG G Watch definitely looks a little more industrial, a little chunkier, a little more like jewelry, maybe not as slick and technical as the Moto 360. The 360 does have a significantly larger display, which is at 1.56 inches versus 1.3 inches, but it's using LCD instead of OLED. LCD is not as battery efficient, and it doesn't have those deep blacks, although it does work a bit better outdoors than OLED. Now, the LG G Watch R does have a full 360-degree display, while the Moto 360 has a little notch taken out of the bottom for an ambient light sensor and the display drivers, which is a consequence of that near bezel-less design. Now both devices are made very well with premium materials with leather bands. The other difference here is the charging method. So we have electrical connections on the back of the LG G Watch R for charging versus the inductive charging on the Moto 360, which means you have no electrical pins on the back of the device. Now personally, I think I prefer the Moto 360 for that simpler, more elegant design with that larger display, and the LG G Watch R has a recessed display, which I think makes it a little harder to interact with, and the display just feels a little cramped, a little too small. So for me, I think my vote is for the Moto 360 at this time, although the LG G Watch R does have a nicer looking display. So guys, that's going to do for me in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.